A wave of AI job losses is turning into a tsunami.
48,000 jobs at UPS, 14,000 at Amazon, 1,800 at Target. A slew of layoffs has raised fears that AI is already whacking corporate jobs.
Artificial intelligence is taking jobs, and that is not a prophecy anymore. It is happening as we speak.
Right now, millions of people are starting to ask the same question. Not quietly or out of curiosity, but seriously. Is AI going to replace you? Not in some distant science fiction future, not with robots walking down the streets or machines taking over the world, but in a way that actually affects your life, your job, your income, your future. Because over the last year, something has changed. AI didn't just improve, it crossed a line. And for the first time, people aren't just impressed by it. They're starting to feel uneasy. Because things that used to require people suddenly don't. Writing, customer service, basic coding, data analysis, tasks that once took hours can now be done in seconds. And that shift is happening faster than people expected. In 2023, there was a report from Goldman Sachs that estimated that AI could impact up to 300 million jobs globally. 300 million. It's the entire population of the US. And that number sounds extreme, but it doesn't mean that all those jobs disappear overnight, or at all. What it means is that the structure of work itself is starting to change. And companies are already responding. A survey by IBM found that about 40% of the global workforce may need to reskill because of AI. Not go out of work, but reskill. And not eventually, but soon. This isn't theoretical anymore. It's already happening. And that's what makes this moment different from anything before it. Because this isn't just another wave of technology. It's not like the internet or smartphones or even computers. Those technologies changed how we worked. AI is starting to change who needs to work at all. And for a long time, there was an assumption that certain jobs were safe. Creative work, white-collar jobs, roles that required judgment, communication, or decision-making. The idea was simple, that machines could replace physical labor, but they couldn't replace thinking. But now that line is starting to blur. But AI isn't perfect. It truly doesn't understand the way that humans do. It doesn't think, and it isn't conscious. But it doesn't need to be. Because in most real situations, perfect isn't the goal. Efficiency is. If something is faster, cheaper, and good enough, it gets used. And AI is all three. It can process information instantly. It can generate content in seconds. It can operate continuously without breaks. And for companies, that matters more than anything else. Because business always optimizes for the same things: speed, cost, and output. And AI just improves all three at the same time. So that's why adoption's happening so quickly. Companies aren't asking whether AI is better than a person in every way. They're asking whether it's fast enough, cheap enough, and reliable enough to justify using. And increasingly, the answer is yes. And this is where our concerns start to become real. Because we've seen this pattern. When machines replaced factory workers during the Industrial Revolution, entire industries changed. When computers became widespread, certain office jobs disappeared. But each time, people adapted. New jobs were created, new industries were formed, and over time, things balanced out for the most part. But this time feels different. Not because the change is happening, but because of how fast and how broadly it's happening. A study from McKinsey estimated that by 2030, up to 30% of current work hours in the United States could be automated. Not jobs, work hours. That distinction matters because it means that jobs don't disappear all at once. Instead, they shrink. Tasks get automated, responsibilities get reduced, and fewer people are needed to do the same amount of work. And when that happens across multiple industries at the same time, the impact builds. Slowly, at first, then all at once. And that's why it feels different. Because it's not just one type of job being affected. It's almost all of them. And it's not happening over decades. It's happening in real time right now. But here's where it's important to be clear. AI is not going to take over in the way that people imagine it. It's not becoming human. It's not developing intent or awareness. It's not replacing every job or every role. It's changing the system. And that change matters because the system determines how people earn a living, what jobs exist, what skills are considered valuable, and what opportunities are available. And when the system shifts, people feel it. That's what's happening now. Not collapse, not a takeover, just a shift. Some jobs will disappear, others will evolve, and entirely new roles will be created. That's always been true. The only difference now is speed. And adapting takes time. Learning new skills takes time. Understanding new systems takes time. And not everyone moves at the same pace. There's something that's constant over all of history. The people who adapt early to new technology are the people who benefit. They learn how to use it. They position themselves ahead of the curve. They become more valuable because they understand what others don't. The people who don't adapt, the people who are against new technology, often find themselves reacting to change instead of preparing for it. And by the time that they realize what is happening, the system has already moved. And that pattern is repeating again, right now. Because AI isn't something that's coming in the future. It's already here. It's already being used in businesses, in workflows, in everyday situations. It's already changing how work gets done. And over time, AI is only going to become more capable. So the real question isn't whether AI is going to take over, it's how much it will change and how quickly that change is going to happen, and more importantly, what that means for us, the people inside the system. But this isn't just about technology. It's about adaptation. It's about understanding what's changing before it fully happens and deciding where do you fit in that change. Because the people who understand it early will have an advantage. The people who don't will be forced to catch up later. And catching up is always harder. That's the reality of every major shift. Not fear, not hype, just change. The difference between being prepared for it, being surprised by it. Because whether people realize it or not, the shift is already happening. And the sooner that you understand it, the more control you will have over what comes next. If you want to understand what's actually changing, subscribe to The Hidden Meaning. Because the truth isn't always obvious. The truth is always there. Thank you for watching.